Hello and welcome to another Chelsea chat, and first of all I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and let's hope we all have a Happy New Year, including Chelsea boys. But I hope everyone who watches these are in good health and so are their families, and for those that aren't, let's hope they get better in 2024. Hope you got all the prezzies you wanted. Hope you didn't overdo it with a drink. Well, if you did, you did. Anyway, Chelsea. I didn't do a vlog on the Crystal Palace game, the 2-1 win. To be honest with you, I couldn't be bothered because I was fed up with saying the same old thing. We managed to huff and puff our way to a 2-1 win thanks to a Madueke penalty. He got brought over, clear as day. I don't think he needed VAR. Referee missed it. VAR brought it back. Penalty which he dispatched beautifully with a lot of pressure on him because it was it 90th minute. That night we'd rested Silva, we were missing Cole Palmer, we were missing Sterling, both banned for the night for various things, and we had a back four of Malo Gusto, disaster. Silva was rested, I think, and we had Badia Shield there. Colwell at left back. In the middle we had Gallagher and we had Caicedo. In front of them we had Ian Matson getting a run out on the right wing, which is we'd expect to see. The left back that won the Burnley Player of the Year last year. In the middle we had a Premier League debut for Nkunku, and then we had Mudryk on the left with hapless Jackson up front. And we huffed and we puffed, we missed various chances, and same old, same old. Mudryk scored a decent goal. He was involved in the build-up play. I think it was Jackson that played it back. Anyway, he finished well. We then tried to throw the game away, and it was the same old Chelsea. But fortunately, we managed to pull through. My man of the match that night was Malo Gusto, involved in everything, both defensively and going forward. Looked like a better version of Reece James on the night. But no, he was fantastic. He was my man of the match. Other people to note, Jackson, he don't shoot. That's the biggest thing with him. He doesn't shoot. Colwell got caught out a few times at left back. Disaster was a disaster. Badia Shield looks really shaky since he's come back. Good saves from Petrovic, who I'm starting to really like in goal. We made a couple of changes which meant that Gallagher really was in midfield on his own again for a lot of the time. And Nkunku looked like I'd expected him to look. He looks quality, but he looks so lacking in game time, and his legs look weary, and I thought it would be about 10 games before we'd see the best of him. People knew better on the net. We were going to start winning straight away. He was going to start scoring 10 goals a game. You know what they're like. Tomorrow morning they'll probably want him sold. That was the game really in essence. Alfie Gilchrist came on as a cameo, and all of a sudden the World Wide Web was alight with Chelsea fans comparing him to John Terry. It was nice to see his enthusiasm and his exuberance, but you know what they're like. Again, he'll have a bad game and that'll be it. Get rid of him, Cobham. All you people who are saying he's had one bad game out of two, he's got to go. You just love these Cobham players. So you know what it's like. I take that with a pinch of salt, but John Terry has said he's decent and he looks it. Conor Gallagher was only just behind Gusto. Gallagher really led by example, and Caicedo wasn't too bad. So that was that. I couldn't be bothered. I thought, no, I'll wait till the weekend. And today, it was another win. It was back-to-back victories. For I think it's only the first time in the Premier League. I think it's the first time this season, is it? Could be wrong, I'll have to look back. There's not been many of them anyway. And it was Luton Town 2, Chelsea 3. We raced to a 3-0 lead with one of the best goals I've seen in a long, long while from Cole Palmer, his second one, where he gets it and he goes round the goalkeeper, and his footwork to go round the goalkeeper, cut in, cut out, and then nonchalantly put it in, leaving, I think it was 2 Luton defenders on their backsides. Absolutely marvellous. It was worth the admission fee just for that alone. Absolutely brilliant piece of footwork. Loved it. He is some player, isn't he? Cole Palmer opened the scoring with Nicholas Jackson went through. Tame shot to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper should have done better, but somehow it come off his legs, came out, and a pass later it goes to Cole Palmer, who put his laces through it. Beautiful finish. Madueke, again, another great finish. We scored some good goals in this game, didn't we? Madueke, a lot of work on his own. Again, nice balance. Goes on the outside, goes on the inside, and whack. Not many goalkeepers are going to get near that. And there we were for 75 minutes. I was starting to think, because people have struggled. I mean, don't get me wrong. And fair play to Luton. Fair play to Luton. They've got so much fight. I've got a little soft spot in my heart for Luton. I've told you that before. Lived near there for many years. Lots of mates who support Luton. And they never give up. But you know what? They are a poor side. They really are a poor football team, but they make up for it with that effort. So went 3-0 up. I thought they were lucky to have 11 men still on the pitch, because the more I look at the Brown follow through on Gallagher, the more I think that's a sending off. Remember when Gusto got sent off earlier in the season? There was no intent whatsoever, and there was no intent whatsoever from that Brown today, but it bent Gallagher's ankle right in like that. It was off the floor, and I'd like a referee to tell me what's the difference between Gusto's tackle and that tackle by Brown today on Conor Gallagher. I'd love to know, because I couldn't see it. The last 15 minutes, they throw the kitchen sink at us, and we're not the team defensively to handle the kitchen sink. Zazi all over the place. Colwell caught out a couple of times. Caicedo not doing his job defensively. He's got a habit of, at least once a game, not tracking anyone back. It doesn't always cost us, but I'd like to wring his neck for 115 million quid. Yeah, we were under the cosh. Petrovic brought off a couple of blinding saves, one onto the crossbar, absolutely superb reflex save. Bit unlucky on their second goal. He couldn't push it over. He was already going for a header that was almost point blank, and he pushed it to the far post. And of course, there wasn't a Chelsea defender thinking, I know what, I'm going to put my attacker's head on and I'm going to get to that ball first. Of course there wasn't. There was an easy tap in for Luton Town at the far post. Today, Silva was back in that back four. The back four was, obviously, it was Petrovic in goal, and then we had Gusto right back, we had Disaster, then we had Silva, and it was lucky we had Silva. He had a great game today. And at left back, Levi Colwell. In front of them today, we had Gallagher and Caicedo, and then in front of them, Sterling was left on the bench, which I was glad to see, actually. Might spur him on a bit. In front of them, we had Madueke on the right. We had Cole Palmer in the middle. Nicholas Jackson out to the left instead of Mudryk. Don't know why. Although he don't look too bad. He wasn't too bad today. Not by his own standards. Out on the left, and we had Armando Broja up front. Broja brought the ball down well a couple of times, but looked so out of it. I don't even know how much that injury is taken out of him. What they've got to do is they've got to loan him out, preferably to another Premiership club, so he can get some minutes in his legs, get some of these cabbages off his back, and let us see if he is the right quality or not. So he didn't do a lot. Jackson didn't have a bad game. He he tries, doesn't he? He tries. Spent half the afternoon rolling around the pitch because he was getting kicked. But got hardened up. Reminded me of Drogba in his first season, actually, without the talent. And inside of them, we had Madueke had a good game today. He's nice and direct, scored a great goal. And Cole Palmer, of course, is my man of the match. I'm just going to score him. It's nearly New Year. Got to get this done and out of the way. Right, Petrovic is going to get a 7. He's really growing on me, that lad. And I'll tell you what, today, he's coming and he's catching corners when there's a really crowded penalty box. I'm keeping an eye on him. I'll tell you what, he could be the real deal. Gusto today, a lot quieter than he was the other night against Palace. He gets a 6 though. Did some decent things. Defensively, he always gets back. He's got a fair bit of pace, the lad. Disaster gets a 5, which is good for him. That's all I really want to say. Those headers, why don't he... Great big bulking bloke and people beating him to headers from corners. That's it. I'm not going to say anymore. Keep it there. It's Christmas time. Be kind. Silva today gets an 8. Absolutely superb. Colwell today gets a 5.5. Caught out of position loads of times because he's not a left back. Don't entirely blame him for his performances at the moment. Some of the passing today that he put was straight to them. Put us in some really awkward positions. Shocking. In front of them, Caicedo gets a 6.5 and Gallagher gets a 7.5. Gallagher again, some of the stick he gets, I just don't see it. Oh, he wouldn't get in one of our teams of the past. No, of course he wouldn't. He wouldn't get in front of Ballack and Essien and Lampard. No, who says he would? But right at this minute, he's one of our best players. And the thing is, the stats back it up. If you compare him with any European midfielder, he's probably beating him at the moment. And I saw someone on Facebook today, because you always get... You know the people I'm talking about. Oh, but he always passes sideways and back. That's because he's always winning the ball. And very often he's snuck in, he's took it off them, and he's got no option but to pass back or sideways. But we go again because he's won the ball back. Absolutely ridiculous comment. Really ridiculous comment. And yes, I know Chelsea are guilty of playing sideways and backwards, but your pivot, your central midfielders, normally do have to end up playing it sideways or backwards because they just won the ball back. Anyway, what do I know? Not as much as some of the managers in the Chelsea chat rooms, that's for sure. In front of them, we have Cole Palmer, who's my Chelsea man of the match, with a 9. 2 of them are just for that second goal. Absolutely top lad. Madueke gets a 7 and Nicholas Jackson gets a 6. Lots of effort. What more can you say? Brozier gets a 3. He's not the player that he was before this injury, and I don't know if that's going to be a long-term thing or if it's, just temporary. But the fact is, he's getting more and more of them on his back. And you know what this fan base is like now. It's absolutely toxic. You can't just say, the lad's been out for a year, he's only been back for 4 games. He's not Chelsea standard. I've been supporting the club since 1905. And he's the worst player I've ever seen. So for a young man, I'd get him away from that if I was a manager. But I don't know if we've seen the best of him, really. And Kunku come on... I have terrible time with these names, don't I? And Kunku came on, and I don't know what he was doing. He just getting minutes in his legs, I think, because I don't think he did anything during the time he was on. No, he didn't. Alfie come on for a little cameo. Best player in the world. Until he has a bad game. Worst player in the world. He came in for a little cameo, and yeah, it was all hands to the deck for the last 15 minutes. The referee was atrocious, but not just against us. He tried to spread the absolutely staggering decisions he'd sometimes make to let play carry on if someone's had a leg breaker done on them, and at other times get a card out for someone that's just tripped over in the wind. But that's refereeing, isn't it? In the Premiership in 2023-24 season. So that's it really, folks. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do a separate video on Gallagher because I think I need to say something. If Todd Boehly is seriously thinking about selling him for 50 million to Tottenham just so he can balance the books, he's even more stupid than I currently give him credit for. And at the moment, I rate his credibility just a little bit lower than the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland and Jeff Daniel and Jim Carrey's characters in Dumber and Dumber. Okay, that's all, folks. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think you can see any sort of style starting to form. I can't. And yet, for 75% of the game today, we controlled it. So maybe I'm missing something. That's why I do these. You tell me what I'm missing. Okay, I'm wishing you and your families and everyone out there a wonderful 2024. And let's hope some of your dreams come through. And let's hope we get our Chelsea back. Thanks for watching. Oh, please subscribe to the channel. And thanks for your support. It's really appreciated. Up to Chelsea.